Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. We're looking at question number 4, and to my surprise, this question was the top missed question on this assignment, and we had a lot of different answers too, which was kind of a surprise. So let's take a look at the question. The model below represents a division problem, and they give you this, and I blew it up over here so we can see a little bit better. Which equation is represented by the model? All right, so first of all, let's talk about what's the dividend. The dividend is the thing that's being broken up into equal groups. So I have that represented here on this red line. I also have a red box here. Let me pull this up so you can see. See, this is the dividend. So what is that amount? How do we figure that out? Well, we don't quite have 3, and we have a little more than 2. So what we have to kind of figure out is how many chunks between whole numbers are there here. So if we get the chunks between whole number, I'm just going to draw a purple line here. There's 1, 2, 3 chunks between any whole number. So between the 0 and the 1, between the 1 and the 2, we count 1, 2, 3 chunks. Between the 2 and the 3, we count 1, 2, 3 chunks. So they're broken up into thirds. If you look at the answer choices, we have 2 and 1 of the thirds. We only have 2 choices here. We have choice A and we have choice B that even have 2 and a third as a dividend. So that pretty much eliminates choices C and D as options. All right, so now let's figure out what's represented here because they're showing you with brackets. They want to know how many groups of 2/3 are there in 2 1/3. So if we count 1, 2, 3, and not quite 4, right? Not quite 4. So the question becomes if we have not quite 4, I'm going to drag this down here. If you look at this last box here, this one, this last box that I'm moving, how much of that is shaded? How much of it is shaded? Because we know we're counting, let's go back up here. We're counting 1, 2, 3, and a little more. So the answer is going to be 3 and a little more, which is true for this choice. It's also true for this choice. But what is this? How much of the green box is shaded? Is it half of the green box or is it a third of the green box? Let's say you can't tell. Then do the algorithm because these are both the same other than the quotient. We'll do 2 and a third divided by, now to me, this appears to be half of the green box shaded. So I'm going to go for this one and see if we get 3 and a half. So 2 and a thirds divided by 2/3. Step 1 would be to change this into an improper fraction. We do that by multiplying this times this, which would be 6. Add in the 1, which would be 7. We apply keep, change, flip. So we're going to change this to multiplication. We'll flip this to its reciprocal, so that becomes 3/2. We'll take advantage of the pre-reduced opportunity we have right here. We can divide by 3 and get 1. And now we can't do anything here as far as reducing. So 7 times 1 would give us 7. And 1 times 2 would give us 2. So we're doing 7 divided by 2. 7 divided by 2. And it is going to go in 3 times. And we are going to get the 6. But it's 1 out of what? So you're going to take it from there. It's 1 out of what? This number here is your denominator. Let me say that again. This number is your denominator. So that narrows it down. You should be able to tell which answer choice is correct.